This that rockstar life, at all costs get it, fuck them pie, not to these bitches like them, What is up, YouTube? It's your boy Bluebill back with another video. So look, we finna we finna react to Play Black. Actually I'm about to turn my mic up a little bit more. Mic. I can't turn this up no louder. I can turn it up. Here we go. Hello? There we go. Alright. So let's get it.
Another day in my life.
I don't really care about living the American dream. I just want to be, I just want to exist. I really just want to exist. I got to this point maybe a year ago when I decided that I don't want to work for anyone, but I also don't want to be my own boss. I really don't desire a lot of the luxuries that we are supposed to want. I don't care about those kind of things. And I just decided I wanted to be average.
I think I've told you before that there's people like this who exist. That they just wake up and they just go around life, or you or Omar, one of the two, where like it's hard for one, because I think it was it might have been Omar. We was in a space and people trying to explain to people like, you all really don't want to be like hyper successful, or you all don't really want it. And I think that there are people who just wake up and they're fine with their life. Like they don't have any true ambition to do anything great or try to be an outlier in any way. They just wake up and they just live life.
I learned that about a few years ago, man. You know what show I watched?
What was that?
The Office.
Yeah, that's actually a perfect example of people who just wake up and
it taught me that like you don't need to have any huge aspiration to be happy. That's not the type of person I am. But there are people like that, and it doesn't make them weird at all. It actually, I think it's better.
I think it's fairly common actually.
Yeah, you don't have to, you know what I'm saying, go through the process of working for decades to get to locations and go through because you just want to live a regular life.
And you know what's also crazy?
No, let me tell y'all a story on how that is so true. So look, one day, you know, me growing up being me, I always wanted to get rich. I don't know what it is, but I always was like, bro, when I get older, I'm gonna be rich. I'm gonna have this. I'm gonna have that. You feel me? Because when I was growing up, I was poor. And I wasn't necessarily poor. My parents went to work, and they went to work, and they had to pay bills, and that's all they did. And me, I want to be rich. I want to be financially free. I want to do something that's different. And I'm growing up, and first thing I do is, I'm not gonna say first thing I do, but in 2020, let's say, I found a way like everybody can like somehow probably get rich, get rich, or they can try to get rich from this situation. And that was to learn Forex, bro. Like it was just like the way out for everybody. I just felt like, because like anybody can invest, anybody can learn how to do it, and you just gotta get good at it, And I'm explaining to everybody, and everybody like turning me down. Like people just don't want to do what it takes to get rich. You know what I'm saying? Some people just want to be there, and I had to learn that, bro. And me learning that was like, okay, well, as long as I do what I need to do to get rich, I'm gonna do that. And as simple as that. Your boy just been trying to do that. But that shit was crazy to me. Like, cause me, I always had this dream. Like, I'm gonna have this, I'm gonna have that, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. And people just do not think that way. And it mind boggled me that I had to learn that shit at the age 20 or like 21. I really learned like, people don't want to get rich. Some people just want a check. And some people just want a job. And me, I want to be a boss. That's just the difference. And it was just mind-boggling to me. But yeah, back to their story.
I actually agree with her. I think the only reason why people feel like they might have to be ambitious is because of the American dream. The American dream is similar to the difference of like being your own, I guess, entrepreneur or own boss in contrast to a 9 to 5.
This is a fantastic country for making money.
But the point I'm making though is that if you live under this construct of I'm my own boss, so there's no ceiling to what I can earn, that's the concept of America. That's how it's presented to you.
If you want to live a regular life, life, I'd argue America is not the best country for it.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it does not have as good a quality of life as lots of European and even Canada, Australia. It doesn't even come close to the quality of life.
But I think if Americans didn't push luxury, if they didn't push that idea of like it could be endless, I dead ass think that majority of people would be more comfortable with just being average, normal people walking around 9 to 5s, going from point A to point Z of their life, and they would not care.
One time I got stuck in one of those MLM meetings. This was that. I went to the meeting, and one of the coaches of this MLM asked.
Funny story, boy. I was in the MLM, man. I got caught up in that. I was selling them courses, man. I was doing that, man. Funny story. But shit, let's continue.
What is everyone's dream car? So everyone was so specific. I want the BMW i8 you know, I don't know. But all of those cars. So it was my turn. And I said, oh, I just want a Mercedes Benz. And she asked, what class? And I said, the sedan. And so she kind of giggled and said, okay, that's good enough. So immediately I go on my phone and I'm like, Mercedes-Benz class. And I found out that they had a class E, class C, all that stuff. It was at that moment that I realized I had really picked someone else's dream. Yep. I just chose what I heard everyone else say. I don't even think I really knew the difference between a BMW and a Mercedes-Benz, but I just said Mercedes-Benz. I don't know why I never sat in one, never drove one. Why is that my dream car? IDK. It just goes to show that a lot of the things we want and we desire are things that we actually don't want nor desire. We have been told to reach for the stars instead of just reaching for our targets. It's this thing about us always having to be exceptional, and I don't want to. I want no parts. I don't want to be exceptional. I just want to be regular. No. I want to live a regular life. Is that okay? You know,
this is a good video.
Yeah, I actually think one, it is okay for you to be regular. I think two, though, the regular people actually rely on the exceptional people, though.
Yes, I agree.
Because if you don't understand how the capitalism in the country works, without further innovation, if the economy begins to stagnate, you're done. I don't know how Japan stagnated for like 2 decades and they've been fine, but generally speaking, like people, alarm bells skyrocket when the GDP doesn't continue to go up. Yeah. So you're relying on exceptional people to do exceptional things and come out with electric cars, because then you could continue to be regular. But if those exceptional people all of them just fuck up for 10 years and it should start going like that, then you got to start thinking about things. Because the one area I disagree with her, in the course of humanity, what she's saying is she wants to be regular, but she's also saying she doesn't actually want to work. She just wants.
I haven't gotten to that point.
She said earlier. I think she's going to explain it further. But she just wants to.
But what I would say, like, what to like, you know, there's rich. I mean, he said that the regular people rely on the exceptional people. No, I'm not gonna say they necessarily rely. He's saying they want people to build electrical cars. People gonna do that anyway. Like, the only thing that the girl was saying was that she really don't want to be exceptional. She just wants to be regular, and she doesn't want to be judged for just being regular. Not that regular people just like rely on exceptional people. That is not the case. I'm not gonna say they rely, because to say they rely is to say like, okay, I was born, I want to be regular. Now, so I'm relying on somebody else to be exceptional to make my life better. When I'm regular, my life is already good enough. You know? So that's what I gotta say.
To exist, which
that's OD.
Which someone has to foot the bill for.
Yeah, for sure.
Which I actually don't even think there's a problem with. There are times where it might make sense for people that don't have crazy aspirations to just exist. Yeah. But like, keep in mind, before the Industrial Revolution, niggas had to do something. Yeah, like, for sure. You most likely worked at a farm so you can eat. Because the reality is you need money. The only way you make money is work. And you need to work so people can have things like cars, and sometimes it's unnecessary, like when it's luxury. But sometimes somebody's gonna have to work at the bank because you got your money there, and when you need your money and you don't know how to get it because the bank's fucked up and you know the apps is all ass. You know what I'm saying?
The way that they're presenting that opportunity isn't based off of how much money you can make isn't based off, well, it probably is, but the way that they're presenting it is based off of a dream.
Yeah.
That's how
selling
it's
them on
presented.
potential.
It's selling you on potential. This endless potential that could get you the things that you want to get. And they know for a fact, because you're in America, most people, if not like 99.9% of people, they grew up in the understanding that ideology, that construct. So when you ask someone, what is your dream car? Everybody already knows the answer to it. To the point where she don't even know what her dream car is. And then the lady giggled at it, just thinking for a second. She sat there and said, I don't know what my dream car is because I've never sat in one, never been in one. I just know that car. Most people who have dream cars, y'all have never sat in it. You've never driven it. You've probably never even been around people who could either A, afford it, or even B, come close to even positive. Like you like the idea of that type of thing has never even come close to you. Yet for whatever reason, it's in your brain.
If the riches come to me, if I just so happen to be aligned for that, I'm okay with that. So it's not that I'm rejecting wealth or anything. It's just that I don't really want to work super hard for it. Now, of course, I have bills. I have a kid. I'm not able to just say I want to do nothing. I have to do something. However, I'm very content with my life right now, and I'm grateful to say that. I always was looking to be greater than where I was. You just have to think, when you say that you want something, do you really want it? Have you ever tried it? Because once I saw the bills on the Mercedes-Benz, I decided that is not for me. That is not for Key. I wanted to kind of go over how I became content with the life I live now. If you're new here, I am a mother. I house hack. I have my mom renting a room, my sister renting the other room. I currently work part-time at my job. I only work 8 to 1. Absolutely love it. I beat traffic. Here is how I created my own dream, because not the American dream, but Kiana's dream. This is how I got here. The first thing I did was figure out what it was that I did not like about my life. Okay, starting with my job. Well, majority of us don't like working. I don't. It's not my favorite hobby, but we have to. However, I kept changing jobs thinking that the job was the problem until I got to number 16. I'm like, oh wow, I'm the problem because I'm not a good employee. I'm unfit. But how can I get around this? So instead of trying to change jobs and realizing that I just don't want to work, period, I decided, let me cut back my hours. Because
you know what's interesting about
how she's coming, self-awareness is crazy.
Man, for a person who doesn't like putting in work, you definitely put in more mental work of coming to, cause you just say like, let's look through the problems. You know what's crazy? Like,
she probably smoke a little weed.
50% of people don't do that. They just skate on by and let problems just grow and linger. Yep. But the fact that you even sat down and thought about it, I think you'd be surprised. It might be the case that, I mean, she's making YouTube videos. If she does it on a consistent basis and it makes money for her, that's work.
But that's self-awareness is crazy. That's a frightening amount of self-awareness.
It's actually very refreshing.
It's very refreshing, man. But to even sit there and tell yourself, like, on my 16th job, I came to the conclusion that I'm the problem and I don't want to work. And so because I know I still need to make money, what's the solution? And then came up with very reasonable solutions.
She said she house hacks and she works part-time. So she doesn't have to do nothing remarkable. She can make her $35K, $30K, $40K a year. And plus the house hacking, she can live comfortably. She definitely could pay her bills. 1,500 square foot house, decent community in a good part of the country, and your kid's fine.
And she's content with that.
That's great.
But the other thing she pointed out is, like, she saw the Mercedes Benz and she saw the bills that came along with owning a Mercedes Benz, and she's like, no, I'm good with that. The amount of people that I know personally who only fucking got a car or something of status and didn't actually take the time out to look at the fucking bill to see what is it going to cost me to upkeep that, and they just want it just because of the status is ridiculous. That's the reason why I kept the Android for years.
You still have it.
Because I still have one, but that was my only phone. I wasn't going to get an iPhone just for the sake of saying that I have an iPhone. If I can't afford it, then nigga, I'm not going to sit there and put myself through the trauma of just trying to keep up with shit.
Trauma's dragging it, but you're right.
But like the mental gymnastics, telling myself like, no, I gotta have.
He said trauma's dragging it.
Because I gotta be that guy. I don't want people to make fun of me because I have an iPhone. I mean, I don't have an iPhone.
Bro, that makes a lot of sense, bro. Cause look, I have the iPhone 14, right? And I could have just got an Android, but I pay $150 a month just for this phone. Now, I knew I was going to probably have to come out of pocket like $150 a month for this phone. But now that I'm actually paying this shit, it's like, damn. Nah, I gotta, ain't no turning back. I gotta pay $150 a month. If I don't, my phone turn off. And I can't have my phone turn off because I make my money off my phone. So, that makes a lot of sense. You know what I'm saying? And I see where you're coming from with the Android thing.
I'm like, I'm not about to do that shit.
I actually think that,
and niggas do break. There's people who break down because they think to themselves like, oh my god, how am I gonna keep up with this? And it's like the answer is simple: just drop the unnecessary shit, and they don't want to do it, bro.
Right, it'd be a lot of pressure from people's like friends and family to be this like great thing, and not everybody has to be great.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all could just be regular.
To me, someone admitting this is like groundbreaking.
Really?
Yeah, in America, someone openly admitting this and making a YouTube video about it is fucking groundbreaking, bro. Because normally people who admit this, they're like in their mid to late 30s, going in 40s, right, and they just settle with the idea of being content with their life. Not someone who has always thought this way. Like someone openly admitting that this is who they've been their entire life. No, people just settle into this ideology. But in America, bro, this is not the norm, bro.
A lot of us are not privileged enough to completely quit the workforce, including myself. And that's kind of what I wanted to talk about, because something I noticed in the comments of those videos were people saying, well, what's the solution? I mean, some of us are not rich enough to just quit. Some of us don't want to be content creators. Some of us don't want to be entrepreneurs. I'm with you. You know, I create content, but to be a full-time content creator, that's not going to happen. I don't want to be an entrepreneur. And I don't want to work a 9 to 5. I think that even though we all agree, we just don't know what to do to move forward. And I hope this video kind of helps, because y'all, we supposed to be living life. You know, I am so dumb.
Facts. We supposed to be living life. Bro, I was just telling my dog the other day, like, bro, life's supposed to be so beautiful. Like, we not supposed to be out here working, bro. Like, we not supposed to be out here working like the way we working, bro. Like, the way we working is just so crazy. You know what I'm saying? We need to... Like, I'm going to continue the video because I lost thought. But, life's supposed to be so different.
With the 9 to 5. And let me tell you, I have to be careful because I still work at my job. So I'm not trying to down my company or anything like that.
Hey, Catherine, come inside.
Now this is where we disagree. Because you got to do something. I mean, you can't... Like, literally, the makeup of life in general is that you have to do something. Even if, like you said before, even if you are on a farm, like, you have to go out and grow shit, like, to then eat. Like, you literally can't do nothing.
I wonder what she's gonna say about, like, how do you even get to the point where you do nothing? You would literally just have to be in a relationship with a man or have, like, a sugar dad?
You would have to.
Yeah.
Especially in America, like, you would literally have to, or you would have to live, like, some of the most simplistic life of,
live outside.
All time. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, you have to be outside in a house that was built by hand by somebody.
But you can't do that, because then you'd have to, if you put it in a house, you have to own land, and land you're gonna get property taxes.
Years, people are desiring to work smarter, not paying to working. Even if it's for myself, I don't want to do it. I'm trying to down myself. That's just me being real with myself. I don't want to run a business at all. I don't like working 9 to 5. That's my issue with the 9 to 5.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Mike have to keep that in
Why are they laughing at her?
the video. I'm literally skipping, and she said the same thing 4 times.
She's making it clear. She's like, I am not working. A business, don't want to do it. Part-time, still don't want to do it. Entrepreneur, don't want to do that either. I don't want to work. Like, she's just making that as clear as day. Like, nigga, let's be understanding. I ain't gonna bamboozle none of y'all niggas. I'm not working.
Invest early and keep your money in the market for like 20, 30 years. Hopefully there's no war. And if that's, I'm not just saying that to say because there's one going on in Ukraine, but a world war, because that would nuke your investments. I'm not gonna lie to you. And we don't know how long it takes to come back up, if it ever does. But assuming there's no war, it's gonna continue to go up, man. And then you could potentially retire depending if you saved enough, man. But otherwise, you know what I'm saying? You have to actually provide some sort of value to the community you're living in. Or, like Lo said, get a husband.
Get a husband that can take care of you. Because it's a very temporary solution. Because when you get to that point,
so when you get a husband, you need to do 3 things: make him a sandwich, suck his, Shut up when he tells you to. Cook, clean, kiss his feet. There you go. If you don't want to work. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. It's your boy Bluebill, and I'm definitely coming hard this year, boy. Watch out, nigga. Swear to God.